King Kong and Godzilla destroying your city. Da-da-da. Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome adventure in art with your guest, your host, your teacher. This guy right here, MrRossi. Guys, are you excited? I know this was the hour of power you were waiting for. You couldn't wait to see the newest drawing for us to do together, fast and easy. This is gonna be a little bit bigger, the drawing than I usually do. Easy, fast, King Kong and Godzilla, that action-packed adventure. And we're gonna do this simple, easy, guys. Don't forget, before we get started, to like, subscribe, hit that little bell for those notifications to come in and let you know when the next adventure in art is up so that you can do it too. All right, guys, let's get started. This fun times with me and you and everybody. We're gonna start over here on the left-hand side, right about here. We're gonna start with that Godzilla, and we're gonna put a nice simple, towards the top of your page, you're gonna start with a nice simple sad face like this. Now we're gonna put at the bottom of that sad face a number 1. Next up, you're gonna put a sad face again. Next up, I'm gonna give you 3 steps on this one. See how fast you are. How many of these videos you've been doing with MrRossi. We're gonna go happy face, the number 1 again, and another happy face. It almost looks like, well, it does look like a capital letter C block letter if we close that off, but we're not gonna do that. Right across the top, not here at the edge, but move it over a little bit and give me a diagonal line. Next up, I'm gonna draw the next diagonal line all the way down. Not too far down though. Right there is kind of nice. Next up, I'm gonna draw a sad face from here all the way to the edge of the paper. Sad face all the way to the edge of your paper. Let's go over here to the bottom of this jaw, maybe right about here in the center, and give me another little happy face or sad face depending on your mood. Not too long, but not too short. Okay. Let's give this guy, we'll work on the details of the face a little later. I want to do an arm right now. And an arm, I'm going to start right here in the middle. I'm just going to draw one big happy face. Nowhere near touching this line. So I'm going to start right up in here, and I'm going to go happy face like that. Next step is going to be a 2 jump step. I'm going to go sad face and another sad face passing this happy face. So here we go. Give me that 1 sad face jump and another sad face jump longer than this one and closing that little gap right there. The claws are super duper easy, y'all. You're gonna put a little diagonal line here and a little diagonal line right there. And you're gonna add another diagonal line, creating the letter V, another diagonal line, creating the letter V, and a letter V in the middle. If you wanna draw the other arm, okay, you don't have to do this, but if you want to challenge yourself, give yourself a little extra, guys, it's super easy. You just put your pencil right here and you draw another sad face, a little bit longer than this one. Let's say sad face. Yeah, I'll stop it right there. And I'm going to add a diagonal line, and I'm going to put another one in between these 2 fingers right here. Okay, and maybe you want to add one little one right there. So now I got the arm in the back and the arm in the front. All right. Next up, I'm gonna pretend with my eye only, I'm gonna follow this line, and then right about here, I'm gonna draw another sad face. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna take my Sharpie, put it at the edge of my paper, and I'm gonna draw a happy face that goes from the edge of the paper all the way out and stops right about here. Or maybe shorter, right about there. So edge of my paper, happy face, that's good. And I'm gonna draw a happy face all the way to the bottom of the page. Perfect. Next up, now we went from top to bottom. Let's go back to the top again and flesh this guy out and finish him up. We're almost done, by the way. Next up, we're gonna draw, let's start with the nose. Put a little circle right here. And put a little sad face on the inside. So you have that nice little detail right there. Now, I'll put a diagonal line right here for the jaw. And the teeth is, you could go with that sharp letter V. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to go back to that Velociraptorus. You got to go back to that T-Rexosaurus and check out those teeth. All right. But for this guy, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to give it a little sad face, happy face, just to make it a little bit more curvy. And it just looks a little bit better. Now the next row, I want to make sure that I put them in between these gaps, like this. Boom, that looks pretty gangster, Mr. Rossi. Thank you, Mr. Rossi. I'm gonna put my pencil right here at the bottom of this happy face. I'm gonna go happy face again. Sorry, that was a sad face. And a diagonal line. And I'm gonna put the letter C one time. I'm gonna put the letter C 2 times. I'm gonna put a little happy face right here one time. Little happy face here 2 times. Now I'm gonna add those little horns that go right, just do this section first, then we'll do the tail. So I'm gonna do a little pattern of large triangle, large triangle, little triangle. And I don't even have to finish it, it's coming off the page. If you add a little number 1 inside, again, crazy detail, totally for freeze. Now the next one, I'm gonna use this curvy line that I put here. I'm gonna use that to do my horns. So I'll take this one and I'll just turn it into big triangle, little triangle, big triangle, until I reach the edge of my paper. And over here, I'll just make them small until I touch the edge of the tail. You put your number 1s in there. And the last little bit I like to do is little scales, just the letter C, randomly dropped, so that my Godzilla is nicely detailed. Okay, put them in there, that's the body, put them in the little tail, so that you know what you need to color. And again, if you need to know how to color it, go back to the beginning of the video, put pause, and you'll see the colored version. Next up, over here to the right, you gotta have that King Kong or ping pong. Ping pong starts with a capital letter G. I know I'm gonna be mostly in the frame here, but you're looking at this side of the paper, so it doesn't matter that I cover up Godzilla. So I start with a nice capital letter G. Can't get easier than this, guys. That's a capital letter G. Now you want to take your pencil, put it here at the top of that letter G. You want to draw a sad face or a happy face, depending on your mood. You want to do the same thing on the opposite side. And you want to put one right here in the middle, towards the bottom of the letter G. So I did 1 sad face, 2 sad face, 3 sad face. Come down here to the bottom to these 2 sad faces, and you're going to do the letter W with the letter U. So it goes letter W and the letter U. The letter W and the letter U. Now I'm going to add a happy face right here. I'm going to add a happy face right here. And I'm going to add a number 1 with a sad face. And I'm going to close it right here. Boom. I'm going to add another sad face. I'm going to go from the bottom where this W is all the way to the letter U with a happy face. Same thing here, from the W all the way to the letter U. I'll put the number 11 here and the number 11 there. You want to close it right here with a happy face and add a happy face over here on this side. I'm going to go sad face, number 11, sad face, number 11. Now I'll put a little sad face here, sad face there. You want to add the fur detail, and that's going to be like 1, 2, 3 diagonal lines here, 1, 2, 3 diagonal lines there. The letter W with the letter U again. You want to continue that one more time with diagonal lines here, and I'm going to do the same thing here, little diagonal line, little letters there, my little letters there, and my diagonal lines again, just to have that little detail. Let's finish up the face, and that's going to be 2 jumps, guys, 2 jumps. You're going to go sad face, diagonal line. And I usually stop it right here where I started this sad face. So I'll go sad face, diagonal line. You see how it touches this one. You don't have to do that. Just me, you know, the Mr. Rossi. I'll put a little eel right there with a sad face. And I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 diagonal lines to make it look just a little bit more hungry. Right here on this sad face and on this diagonal line, happy face 1 time. Happy face a 2nd time. His nose is sad face 1 time, sad face 2 times, and a sad face from one side all the way to the other. His mouth is going to be 1 big sad face. And his teeths go the letter V, the letter W, and the letter V again. And for the bottom, same thing. But it's triangle, letter W, triangle. There is your ping pong. Guys, I don't like to have my characters, as you know from the previous videos, just floating in the air like this. Let's give them the little cities for them to play in. So you're gonna put a rectangle right here in the center. And you wanna touch your ping pong, and you wanna touch your Godzilla. And you wanna go ahead and put another one overlap. Overlap means one object in front of another. Over here, you wanna draw another. Maybe you didn't see this one, but it's just, I just put a little rectangle there. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. So put a little rectangle right there. And I'll just close it off over here. And you might not be able to see it. It's just a little horizontal line going that way. Speaking of horizontal lines, you want to put one here, somewhere here, so that you have the city and the street. Okay? All right. Now, little detail for Windows, just put the number 1. Create a little pattern of number 1s for your Windows. And the last little bit that I like to add is like the fire. And the fire, if you remember the teeth is how I did that, I'm gonna add those same teeth for fire. So I'm gonna go happy face, sad face, like a letter V. Put my fire all over. Oh my gosh, Mr. Rossi, we on fire. We on fire. Help me, King Kong. Help me, Godzilla. Help me, help me. And no help is coming because they're the ones destroying the city. And I like to add, put a little bit of those little letter V's in the middle. Some little smoke from the fire, and that's just, again, happy faces. You've seen me do that before in the Raptosaurus, in the T-Rexosaurus. You could just draw that with some sad faces. We can't breathe. We can't breathe, Mr. Rossi. They don't know help. Help us, Mr. Rossi. Help us. Guys, you put your name down here. You got yourself a Godzilla versus ping pong. Fast and easy, made just for you. Guys, I'm gonna have another video where I'm gonna take this drawing and I'm gonna drop some craziness to it with some superhero action. You wanna check out that video. It's kind of like a part 2 to this. And it's gonna be coming at you live. Come back for that one. But if you're already subscribed, you don't have to worry about it. And in case you're not, I'm here to remind you, subscribe. What you waiting for? Hit that little for notifications. Like the video, share it, share this video with your friends, your family, abuelito, abuelita, that guy you met at Walmart, the dog, the cat. Tape a little piece of pencil around their wrist and you tell them we're gonna do a Mr. Rossi video. All right, guys, until the next time, be excellent to yourselves.